Yeah. So I think I usually say that there are two major parts of expressive individualism. One is that you have this overwhelming burden to discover or create or produce an identity, that your identity feels tenuous, that it feels liquid, that it feels uncertain, and that creates this sense of anxiety or dis-ease where you're not sure who you are or where you're supposed to go or what you're supposed to do. So you look inward to, so there's that directional component too. So you look inward to create or discover. Sometimes we use different language. Sometimes there's a sense that there's this innate identity that we're just tapping into. Sometimes it's, the self is a playground, and you get to just build whatever you want to build in the playground. But then the second part is you have to express it, and there's no end to the expressing, because it's through the expressing that your identity actually gains validity and substance. That's where you feel like you are alive, that you know yourself, that you belong somewhere in the world. And part of the problem with expressive individualism, there's a number of problems, but one of them is that you can never be satisfied. You have to constantly be projecting yourself out into the world. And I like to point to social media as an example of that, because that's what we're doing on social media. We're constantly projecting ourselves, and it's exhausting.
And you have to also receive, to be valid, you have to receive affirmation and acceptance and celebration from everyone, which I like how you're taking a more of a where the areas of anxiety you're already feeling as a person, and then showing them that it comes from this unstable way of creating identity.
Yeah, and there's this paradox too, because on the one hand, with expressive individualism, we tend to think, no one can define me, right? That's sort of the ethos, is no one can define me, I define myself. But the problem is, as you point out, you have to get affirmation from somebody else. That's built into the idea of witness. To have an identity, you have to have a witness out there who sees you and affirms you. And so I think that's one of the reasons why receiving affirmation, public affirmation, is so important for contemporary people.